Hi guys, welcome to the introduction to sociology. I'm Miss Ridley and I'm going to talk you through what's going to be expected of the next couple of years within your A level, what the course is going to look like, and how you're going to be assessed. Right, so what is sociology? So sociology is a social science that studies human societies, their interactions and the processes that maintain and changes these interactions. This is done through examining the different parts of society such as institutions like education, religion, populations, community and gender, racial or age groups. This is something that we'll be looking at a lot throughout the next couple of years. So the types of things that sociologists wonder are: why does crime occur? Why do people live in poverty? And why different genders aren't treated the same? Why are girls treated less favourably than boys? And why are boys treated less favourably than girls in things like the criminal justice system? So if you're thinking about these kind of things, then you are thinking like a sociologist. Right, so your course is made up of 4 different sociological areas. We're going to be looking at crime, beliefs in society, education and families and households. And then alongside this, we're going to be looking at research methods and sociological theory. Sociological theory is things such as Marxism, functionalism. Research methods are your experiments, your interviews, your observations, how we conduct sociological research. So the first 2 topics we're going to be looking at in sociology is education and families and households. The reason we look at these first is because a lot of the information in year 2 is built upon these 2 subjects, especially families and households. So within the education topic, we're going to be looking at the role and function of the education system. We're going to be looking at the differences in educational achievement based on ethnic group, gender and class. And we're going to be looking at theory and educational success and private versus state schools. If you want to look at a little bit more information, go onto AQA website and you'll be able to look at the different topics and it's broke down a little bit more. I will put the link down in the notes for that. And then for families and households, we're going to be looking at divorce and marriage rates, different family types, women's position in family and childhood. Now, when I was at university, I looked at childhood in quite a lot of detail, so this is something that I find really interesting. I think you guys will as well. Now moving on to the slightly more interesting topics. So we've got beliefs in society and crime and deviance. Now everybody loves crime and deviance, and I think personally it's the most interesting part of the sociology course. So in beliefs in society, we look at religious organisations including sects and cults. Now under that we look at the Charles Manson family. We look at Scientology. I think that's a really interesting part of that topic. We also look at the decline of religiosity, can never say that word, in modern Britain and the reason for this. And then we look at the relationships between different social groups, their levels of religiosity and the reasons for this. And we also look at theory of religion as well. And then under crime and deviance, we look at gender, ethnicity, class and crime, how they all relate, how different genders are treated differently in the criminal justice system, same for ethnicity, same for class, and the different crimes that they commit. We also look at theories of crime. We look at types of crime, including white and blue collar crime and green crime, and then we also look at prevention and control of crime. And the last little bit we look at in the course is theory and methods. Now I've only chosen a few research methods here because we're going to go into a lot more detail obviously throughout the course. But research methods is just how we research things in sociology. So it might be through experiments, it might be through interviews, observations, surveys, questionnaires. It's looking at these in detail, how they do them, what can go right, what can go wrong, ethical, practical issues with these. And in theory, again, I've only picked a few of the theories just to show. So we look at Marxism, feminism, functionalism, postmodernism. We also look at a lot of other theories, but I just picked a few out here. So these are things that we're going to constantly go back to in each of the subjects. So what I will probably do is teach these first, or at least the most basic ones like Marxism, functionalism, feminism, and then we'll keep going back to them under each topic. Right, so enough about the course. Who is actually going to be teaching you? And of course, as I said at the beginning, that's going to be me. I'll be teaching you through the next 2 years. So my name is Miss Ridley. I have studied sociology at the University of Leicester. I've put a few little bits of information about me just so you feel like you get to know me before we start in September, because obviously it's a bit strange at the moment and it'd be nice for me to actually meet you face to face, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to do that till September. So I thought I'd put a little bit of information about me, and I've also attached my Bitmoji so you can kind of see what I look like. Everyone's favourite bit is about exams. So at A-level sociology, there is 3 exams at the end of your second year. So paper 1 is 2 hours and it's worth 80 marks, and that's on education, methods in context with education. So that's research methods in context of education, and theory and methods. Paper 2 is 2 hours again, 80 marks again, and that's your topics paper. So that's families and households, and in your case, beliefs in society. And then paper 3, again, 2 hours, 80 marks, that's your crime and deviance, and again, that's theory and methods. Right, so you should have now already been starting to look at the transition tasks for next year. So I have attached the PDF file that you should be completing. So these are questions all about a certain item, so that's item A. There's a mixture of 2 and 4 mark questions, so obviously 4 mark is going to be a slightly longer answer than 2 mark. However, I think there is only 1 or 2 of them in the PDF anyway. You must answer all questions, and all the questions can be on item A. Okay. The second transition task you have to do is a research project. So what this research project entails is you basically to make a presentation or an information pack on culture. So as stated above, culture refers to the whole way of life of a group or a society. In the UK, we have British culture. For example, we drink tea, we like fish and chips, we have a roast dinner on a Sunday. Subcultures refer to smaller groups within the main culture. So, for example, punks, emos, goths, ravers. These are all examples of subcultures. So it includes values, and these are ideas and beliefs, norms, and these are ideas and beliefs on how to behave, customs and language. It includes how families are, what we eat, what we wear, what we do in our spare time, what we learn at home and in school, religion, and so on. So there's a little bit of information about culture and subcultures. So what you need to do is create an information pack about culture of your choice. Again, it can be your own culture or it could be another one. So what you need to do is include the name of your culture, where it is found, whether it is a culture or a subculture, if you would prefer to do a subculture. Images to show your culture, make it look attractive, almost a bit like a poster. But again, you need to have plenty of information. What they eat, the type of clothes they wear, religion, the type of families, traditions, music, norms and values of the culture, and explain how the members of the culture learn how to behave in their culture. So this is through things such as socialisation. As a last little bit for you to do, I have attached some reading, some documentaries, some magazines, some newspapers for you guys to kind of get a feel about sociology. So if you're not that into reading, please check out some of the documentaries. We will be watching quite a few of the documentaries that I've listed in throughout our lessons over the next couple of years, but it might just be good to get a idea of and a feel for sociology. I'm just going to highlight the TED Talk. So I have put a link in. I think this is a really, really, really good TED Talk if you want to get a better understanding of feminism and what it means to be a feminist. Now, I would 100% consider myself a feminist, and I know from experience of working with students that some kind of sit on the fence and they kind of feel like there's a negative connotation attached to it. So please watch that TED Talk and it may change your mind about feminism. But yeah, please go through some of this stuff, look at it. Stuff will be used also for revision, so it's really, really handy for the next couple of slides. And lastly, just before you come back for September, I think it'd be really, really helpful for you guys to buy yourself a ring binder folder and some dividers. The dividers are just little paper things. So what this will allow you to do is organise your notes throughout the year in terms of different topics and subtopics. So for example, if we're looking at crime, your topic will be crime, your subtopic might be gender and crime. And it's just going to really help you when you come to revise, because the key for A level is to consistently revise throughout the next couple of years. Okay, so other than that, I don't think there is anything else I need to tell you. So guys, enjoy your summer. Make sure you work through the transition task. If you have any questions, I will probably give you my email later on in July. So yeah, please contact me if you need to, and I will see you in September. So have a lovely summer and see you in September.